Okay guys, so welcome back. It's Sunday morning. We're just going to get some red work built up now on some of these plates before I then move into all the skulls and the wings and all the other detailing and stuff. But I want to get that same really rich deep red I got on the Chaplin, which involves several layers. We're going to start with scale 75 Antares red, which is SC37. It's one of my favourite red colours. It's really good when thin. It's an absolute bitch to work with when it's thick, because like all the scale colours, it's gelled up with a gel medium. But hopefully, if I just kind of roughly focus it there, you'll be able to see me actually paint. So I'm using a Winsor & Newton Series 7 number 1, and I'm gonna just cut in and then draw straight out. And for this first coat, that's all I need to do. You can already see, hopefully, it started to really lift the tone. What we can see is some paint strokes, which I'm going to have to get rid of. So let's thin this down a bit more. Even though the paint is really thin already, you still need to be mindful of that. You don't want to have brush strokes on your model, not if you can avoid it. So I'm just going to add this colour in and try and tidy up the previous strokes on that one. There we go. You can see that as I start, I don't completely reach the skull, so I'm leaving it darker towards the centre of the skull. And as I build up successive layers, that space I leave will spread out to get further away from the skull, which is as if the red is then pulled towards the external corners. It's not a light source thing, it's just an effect that will make it look deeper and richer and a lot nicer. Obviously I'm painting now, so I'm into the complete chatting bollocks stage that all painters go through. I'm going to just lift up the purity seal with the edge of the brush, leaving all the dark recesses, and I'm going to do the same with the blood drops. But with the blood drops, I shall leave the top of the blood drops darker and just work towards the bottom in that age-old gem trick, just to start to add some vibrancy to it. Slip it around, do the shoulder pad, catch the other side of the gem, all the blood drops. Now on these shoulders, I'm going to start closest to the skull and work out, but not all the way to the end. Just so when the eye is following the mini around, there's different textures and paint flows. And this area underneath the jump pack, I'm only going to do the very first section because it's in shadow. Let's just quickly pick out these blood vials. Sorry about my very, very loud Jack Russell. Noodle is a pain in the arse, likes to bark at everything. Typical Jack Russell. Top tip: all the gem blood drops that have actually got surrounds on them, I just ignore the surrounds, paint the blood drops, and later on I'll go back in with the same sort of desaturated black and pick it out again, the rim, because that way you haven't got a faff trying to paint in the detail of the blood drop leaving the rim, which is I have tried to do, and it's just a pain in the arse. It takes ages for what is essentially just a small accent detail on a model. So even on a competition piece I wouldn't do that. I'd do it this way and paint it and then go back in and touch it up. And you can see there's a lot of blood drops on this particular dude's armour. Let's just touch up the other side of that one. Right, so let's see if I can just wash my brush and show you this. What do you think, guys? You reckon I should use like a neutral background underneath instead of using See if I turn the light off, it makes a difference in these lights. It's odd, it might actually make a difference to show you. No, that's better. Let's put these side lights on as well. If you haven't seen the studio tour video, I use white lights on the side here, mounted on the shelving, and they use a tri-tube above. Because I paint from the right hand side, I'm right-handed, the extra blat of white light coming in this way, which of course is totally lost on the camera on my iPhone, really helps to see. So that's just the first layer of the red, but if we put it in comparison next to the others, you'll see there's a big difference. Okay, and then when it's finished, we've gone through the next few colours, it will look way more vibrant. Okay, I'm not going to bore you to tears and just have you all sit and watch me just paint red, so I'm going to drop the cam now, and I'll come back to you once I've added the red work, the second coat of red work to all of these guys. Cheers, bye.